In this video, we're going to be using Declaration Grooming, Massacre of the Innocents, and the Gillette Planet Kind Razor. Stay tuned. Hey there folks, and welcome back to another video. I'm your host CDB. Thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And as mentioned before, today we're going to be using the Declaration Grooming, Massacre of the Innocents soap. And this one, I got it as a sample from Maggard's Razors, and I will link that for you below. It's always nice to get samples, especially when soaps are sort of pricey like this one. This one comes to you for $23 for 4 ounces. On our cost chart there, that is $5.75 an ounce in the pricey range. The notes on this, we'll put them for you right here. Interesting scent on this one. I think it's pretty good. Cinnamon, wood, tobacco, leaf, incense. I'm not going to read off every single note, but it's an interesting scent that I do like. Scent strength on it is at least medium, and Declaration, of course, makes good quality soaps. Give you the ingredients right there. This is a tallow-based soap, and at Declaration, they use bison tallow, so that's pretty interesting. The razor for today is the Gillette Planet Kind razor, and this razor is called Planet Kind because it's made of, the plastic in it is made of mostly recycled plastic, and so it's sort of marketed to folks who are appreciative of maybe a little more environmentally friendly cart type razors. I'm going to go ahead and mist the dome and get right into it. I do have a bump that's been on the back of my neck there, so if we cut it, no big deal. It didn't belong there. Anyway, the brush for today is the Dude of Shaving West Coast shaving brush. He loves this brush, and I can understand why, because it makes a brilliant lather easily, and it's quite soft and easy on the skin, but makes a great lather. Hope you all are doing well today. Again, I'm shooting these pretty well in advance, so it might be a couple of weeks before this airs, but I wanted to try some Declaration soaps, and I picked up the samples from Maggard Razors, and so far I've been enjoying them. I did pick up a set also, the Dayman set, which I really enjoyed. Declaration certainly has some good quality soaps. There's absolutely no question about that. It's a fine quality soap. I really like their labels. And this one, there certainly is a story behind that name, Massacre of the Innocents. And you can go to Declaration and read about that if you please. For me, I'm mostly always concerned with the way the soap smells and, you know, how it performs. Not so much about the stories. Every now and then I'll get interested in the story around the soap, but for the most part, I do not. I know PAA does a lot of storytelling on their soaps, and typically I'm not that interested. On Hotel Cecil, I was a little bit, because that one's kind of different, but generally, I'm just looking to get to the notes, the price, and all that. I'm not that interested in the story, unless it's honoring maybe an individual or something that I'm interested in. But there's nothing wrong with the artisans, you know, telling their story. So please check that out if you please. This one does have a lubrication strip on it, which will probably stick. It will probably, over the course of the shave, become a little bit sticky and start leaving that little residue behind that we've seen many, many times. I am going to try to be more mindful around this ear this time, because recently I've been getting mighty close to it in the shaves, and actually nicked it once there not too long ago, so I'm going to try to be careful today with that. But I do have a bump on the back of my neck there that I'm likely to scalp today, but no big deal, excuse me. If you like the Gillette Fusion, and I know Matteo does, our buddy from Italy, you might like this razor. Matteo, it feels similar but not as cumbersome. The Fusion or Pro Glide, whatever the most recent model is, it's so big in the head, it feels a little cumbersome. This one is a lot more lightweight, so it doesn't suffer from that cumbersome issue. But some people don't mind that at all, and I completely understand if you fall into that camp. Another one of the reasons I put my fingers over the ears is because on the back of those, they have trimmers, and so you can hit it with the back inadvertently if you're not careful. So that's another reason I pulled the ear down there. As I often mention in the videos, my ears set very close to my face, so I really have to sort of pull them out of the way. Some folks, their ears flare out quite a bit, and so they can just shave around them with no problem. With me, I got to make sure that I'm working around them and not letting them get nicked in the process. Because they do lay very, very close to my head, as you can see there. Otherwise, though, I'd say this razor here shaving well. No problems at all. I think this is about my 3rd or 4th use on this particular razor. Will I buy it again? No, probably not. I mean, the Harry still, I think, does everything this razor does, unless you're just interested in that, you know, in the fact that it's made of mostly recyclable plastic. I think 60% of it is recycled, according to Gillette's marketing. So if that means something to you, you know, maybe it's one to try if you still use cart razors. I do still enjoy using cart razors especially for head shaving. They work pretty well for me. My favorite razors on the head is probably still the Leaf. I've been enjoying the Twig as well, but these razors work well also. I don't have any problem with it. And I tend to take longer strokes when I'm shaving. Some people like short, choppy strokes. That's okay. Do whatever works best for your situation. This is just sort of the way I learned to shave the dome, so it just feels comfortable for me and it works quite well. And typically what I'll do is a mostly with the grain pass, and then in the next pass I'll go from back to front. And that's usually enough to do it for me, minus a little bit of buffing in some areas. Trying to go easy on the back there around that bump so we don't bring up blood. That first pass was nice. This Declaration soap is quite good in quality, absolutely no issues. You could certainly buy from Declaration Grooming with confidence. And if you wanted to try the samples, you know, I will have links below with magnets. You can get those samples for $3 and something. And there's probably enough, as you can see, they're really nice lather. There's probably enough soap in the sample they provide for, I don't know, 4 shaves, depending on how much soap you use. For me, I think I could easily get 3-4 shaves out of it, maybe more. But it's enough for you to figure out whether you like the scent or not, which to me is very, very important. I don't want to be using a soap that I don't like the scent of. And I certainly don't want to be buying a full tub of a soap that I don't like the scent of. So for me, that's very important. I want to be enjoying the scent while I'm doing the shave. That's a big part of the overall experience, the aromatherapy. And many people enjoy that and understand exactly why, you know, we want samples and things like that so we can make sure we're making a good buy and not just spending money frivolously, you know. Want to make sure we're enjoying the scent. There's nothing worse than buying an entire set and then I'm getting soap all over my brush handle, which is a pain in the rear. Anyway, you buy an entire set and then you realize you don't like the scent, and that is no fun for anyone because then you got to try to get rid of it. Sell it on the secondhand market or whatnot, which you certainly can do, but it'd be nice if you just enjoyed what you bought to begin with. And that's where these samples come in. So you can have a chance to use the product at a, you know, affordable price. And then if you like it, you can always go back and buy the full tub and add the rest of the sample to it if you please. Or pass the samples on to someone else, which is typically what I'll do. All right, very nice. No quality problems with Declaration, that's for sure. It is a fine, fine soap. Set that aside and get on with pass number 2. And as you'll notice, if you watch these head shaving videos, I always work around the ears first. Again, trying to cover those ears with my fingers there. I don't always do the greatest job of it, but I try. So far, though, it's going pretty well, so no complaints thus far. And again, we'll pull that ear right out of the way. Make sure we're getting around there very nicely. This is a really smooth razor. As far as cartridge goes, no tugging or anything like that. It cuts just fine. Never really had any issues with it. Again, I think this is about use number 4 or 5, I'm not sure. But it's been yielding pretty good shaves so far. So from that perspective, I think the blades on this are fine. If that's a concern for you, or at least they feel fine to me. Right here is the area where I really have to do a lot of buffing, and that's what that is if you're not familiar. Hitting those same areas over and over, that's buffing, blade buffing, it's called. And that's what you have to do, especially in certain areas of the head are kind of hard to get at. Much more so than the face in a lot of cases. A lot of curves, contours, little tough places to reach. So you just have to make those adjustments as you're going on along, and you do learn them over time. And you can hear there's still a little bit of stubble there. But overall, I would say not bad, and I do enjoy the scent of this soap. I don't know if it's one that I will purchase. I don't know if I like it quite that much, but it's a pleasant scent. It's enjoyable for sure. I don't know if this will be a buy for me. Probably not. But I do think it's a nice scent that a lot of people would enjoy. I just don't know if it's not 100% ringer for me. So I doubt I will purchase this one. But the nice thing is, since we've only, we got the sample, and so we didn't, buy an entire set and then find that we didn't like it. And so thank you, Maggard, for providing that service to the consumers of providing these samples. I think it's an excellent service. And, in the case, if you would have bought this set, I don't know how much that would have came to, $40, $50. I'm not sure what a declaration set runs. And then found you really didn't like it, that's a bummer. But when you have these samples, you can give it a try. And then if you do like it, you can buy it and you'll be completely happy. And if you don't like it, you're only out, $3 and something versus, 40 some or $50, whatever it is for a set, a declaration. I'm not exactly sure. One of the things you have to do when head shaving, transitioning my point here a little bit, or my conversation, is follow up with that offhand to see if you're getting things clean. So you'll see a lot of people as they're shaving, they're following it. You're getting that feedback with your hand to see if the hair is being removed, because sometimes you can't feel it with just a razor alone. But when you follow it with your offhand, you can sort of just feel how things are going there, and it works very, very well, or at least it does for me. I notice most people do that. So it's a pretty, I would say, common technique. And then you'll find a tough spot, and also you can leave the offhand there and stretch as need be, where some stretching is required, because sometimes you might need to pull the skin a little taut. There's some places where, especially on the back of the head, where you might have to pull it up because there's some a crease or something like that. So you can use that offhand to pull it taut. So you're using both hands a fair amount of the time, or at least I do on this pass. I don't use it quite as much on the first pass, but on that sort of against the grain pass, I do use it. And of course, I'm always using it to pull those ears out of the way and just feeling around. There's good residual slickness on this soap. It is a good quality soap, so there's no question about that. And if I can just get that spot right there, that's always the toughest. Let's do some final touching up there. Very nice. Very nice. We're just about at what I call a level cue ball. It's smooth as the cue ball on your pool table. Or if you go to play pool, if you ever pick a pool ball up, you'll know what I'm talking about. Smooth. That's the way we like to get the dome. And the only place that doesn't cooperate for me is these spots right here. They're extremely tough to get. And right there. And once we get that, we are smooth as silk. And that was an excellent head shave. Let me rinse and we'll come back, get into the post. Stay tuned. And all right, we are back, and here we have the magic made by Witches. This is Thayer's Witch Hazel Cucumber, which will spray on the dome and the face. And that was a very nice shave with the Declaration Massacre of the Innocent. Probably a scent that I would not buy, but I think many people will really enjoy this scent. It's just kind of a little out of my wheelhouse, but thanks to Margaret and their sample, we didn't, throw the money at a full set and end up disappointed. Very high quality soap though, Declaration. And again, I think the scent is a scent that a lot of people would enjoy, so keep that in mind. I did enjoy it. We used the Gillette Planet Kind razor, which worked fine. Everything is absolutely smooth, and there's nothing better than a nice, smooth, level cue ball head shave, in my opinion. We used the Dude of Shaving West Coast Shaving brush, which I really enjoyed, and of course our Captain's Choice bowl. And we're going to finish it out today with Chiseled Face Banana, and the only reason for that is because it's what I used on my face shave this morning. And so we're just using again, so we're sort of matching things up. I want to thank everybody for joining me for this head shave, wherever you are. I hope you're having terrific shaves. I hope you have a terrific day. And I'm wishing you all the best. Until next time, I've been your host, CDB, reminding you, it's your shave, do it your way. And as always, God bless.